the trainers in the Yankees were unbelievable, but I think the Mets are on a different level there.
We are proud to welcome Luis Severino to the set. Congratulations, a well-earned 3-year, $67 million deal. It's the highest in athletics history. You deserve it. What was that process like for you, Luis, and why was the Athletics the place you wanted to be?
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for having me. When we're looking for a team, I talked to my agent about, choosing a team that, that had that mentality of, guys who want to go out there and compete. And I saw that in the athletics when we faced them in New York last year. There were a bunch of guys who just were hungry to be in the big leagues. So, when I talked to Kase about it, and I talked to other guys about, the dynamic in the clubhouse and everything, they told me, we're like a family here. So, why not compete with a team that wants to go out there and live 100% in the field every time they play the ball.
Mm-hmm.
New York, though. New York. And New York to Sacramento. I mean, New York to Sacramento. Were you thinking when you signed the contract, you're like, man, I'm going to go from 50,000 to sold out with like 12,000. And it's going to be, now the people are going to be going crazy in Sacramento. But you have to be, I mean, if I was in your situation, first of all, the contract would be the contract, but I'd be like, man, New York to Sacramento? You had to be like, where's Sacramento?
I mean, at the beginning, I was, when I told my wife, hey, like, this is the situation right now, this is the team that, is showing more interest in me right now. So, we talk about it, we had a question, me and my agent, about, where we're going to play, how it's going to be the field, the facilities going to be nice. So they were really nice on showing us everything they were doing, the plans, I'm really big in recovery. So they showed me everything they have in recovery there. And no, I knew it was a big step, going from New York to Sacramento, but, I think it was worth it. After I talked to my wife and my family, and they were like, whatever you do is good. So, I did it.
You were the first one, though. You were like the first when the A's were like, we're going to Sacramento, and then all of a sudden it came across the wire. Luis Severino to the A's. I was, wait, what?
Yeah.
I was like, the A's are spending money. Let's go. Because they have a good core, and now they start bringing in, some guys that have been around the league a little bit. And to me, that's a big thing. I love these moves.
Yeah, for me, I was shocked when, they called me and they say, hey, like, we really going after you. This is not a joke. And they were not joking. They were not joking.
No, they weren't.
They were serious. And then they told me about this move. They told me about, Rooker and Butler too. And they did it. So they're really serious about building a good team.
You had such a great year back in 2017, 2018, and I do believe, Luis, that you're kind of on that verge again of becoming that ace again. How do you do that?
Yeah, I think for me, the only thing that I'm missing is just, I was younger. When you're younger, you play ball, this, you recover faster. The older you get, it's really tough to recover. So for me, pitching-wise, I think I'm better now. I have more command on my stuff. I got better pitches now. So for me, just continue to have this good routine that I got last year. So I feel like if I do that for a whole year and I feel healthy, every 5 days, I think I'm going to be in that level again.
Was there anything? Because listen, I remember when you came up, it was my stuff is just better than you can hit your stuff. But then there was the whole thing about you tipping. Was there anything to that? Because that's all everyone kept saying. His stuff is too good. He's tipping. So the Yankees come to you and say, we figured something with your glove, and you don't have to say what it was. But was there anything to that? Because your stuff was so good that I was like, how does anyone ever get a hit off this guy?
Yeah, I mean, in the Yankees, it was a lot of things I was doing. A lot of tipping and with my gloves and also with looks. You know how it is.
Your looks?
Yeah.
So you would look over here for a certain pitch and look over here for a certain pitch?
With men in second, I was looking at second, and then stopping at third, I was throwing fastball. And then I look at second, go straight home, and it was off speed.
So how did you stop
that? They noticed it, and I just started practicing. Like, I either had to do one. I either had to stop every time in third and go, or just not stop.
So you didn't realize it that you were doing it yourself?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
And I started working on that, and also in the off season, I was looking for that team that I was signing. I talked to teams that I asked, like, hey, if I sign with you, what you gonna help me? And they told me, hey, this is what we have when we face you. So just listen to those guys. Like, okay, so I need something. Like, for example, one team told me, hey, every time we face you, we look always. If it was down, it was off speed because you don't throw the fastball down. Either it was fastball up, everything down with off speed. So change out sliders. So, and for righties and lefty, it was middle away. So that's why I was working getting that sinker and that cutter and that sweeper. So I think that also helped me a lot.
What was the biggest difference of pitching and playing for the Yankees versus the Mets? Because it almost seems like a little bit of a shift now. Obviously with Juan Soto going from the Yankees to the Mets, the A's have the interest in you. You leave a big market team like that, to AJ's point. What was the biggest difference in your opinion between those two teams?
I think for me, it was the Yankees. When you show up to spring training, everything is about you had to win the division. That's it. You had to win it. It's not like it's not a choice. You had to win it. In New York, because of the team that we have, it was like at first nobody thought it was going to kind of make the playoffs. So it was just more relaxed, more about go out there and have fun and play the game. So I think the Yankees are more about you have to go out there and you have to win the World Series every year because the way they pay their players, the way that they manage, and that's since I was in the minor leagues, that was the mentality. I'm gonna go out there because I'm gonna help the Yankees win a World Series.
Are you pissed that they got rid of the facial hair policy after you
After I
left?
left, yes, a little bit.
Yeah, because he has a nice beard.
I know, you look good with facial hair.
I want to know this. The Yankees, I know this, would have never done the OMG. They never would have had Grimace.
Yeah.
They never would have had Peach
Definitely.
Pumpkin. They never would have had any of that
Yeah.
stuff, right? Because they
Yeah.
don't have anything. How much fun was it last year, though? Because I did your playoff series against Philadelphia. You guys went in and beat them. After beating the Brewers, and the Dodgers was a battle for you guys that obviously came up short. But how much fun was it with all the gimmicks and all the skits and Iglesias singing the song and all that stuff? And you guys were eye blacking the numbers of the pitchers on your face. Like, it had to be incredible.
Yeah, that was the most unbelievable and fun season I ever played in my life. It was unbelievable. I mean, even when I was not pitching, I had a job, the ONG sign. So I was having fun, every day. I mean, it was unbelievable. I think Iglesias, after he came up there, it was okay, but when he was up there, it was unbelievable. He even when he was not playing, he was like energy to everybody. So I was really happy to be part of that team.
Are you surprised that Jose ended up signing like a minor league
Yes,
deal
I
with
was.
the Padres?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
he was quite the spark plug. He
Yeah.
has a new song out, by the way,
does
besides
he?
OMG.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
OMFG?
maybe minor league deal with the Padres, OMFG, what are we doing? But I mean, are you surprised at that? He was kind of, a guy that provided some energy.
Yeah,
I mean, I know it's a business, but
yeah, I think just the business side is a little bit. I mean, we don't, as a player, I don't understand it sometimes, but I mean, he put good numbers, and there's a lot of other players out there who put good numbers and didn't get good contracts. So hopefully, he has a good year this year. He stay in the big leagues and get another chance for another team.
yeah.
It proves also that because I remember seeing him in spring training last year. He's like, I don't think I'm gonna make the team. I'm like, we go to AAA, and he's like, I don't know. He went to AAA for not long, and then he comes up and becomes a media
OMG.
superstar. OMG, right? What was the difference between the Yankees and the Mets? I hate to keep going back to this because I know you're on the athletics now, but like training staff, medical staff, behind the scenes coaches. What was the difference? They were things that maybe they were telling you or saying to you.
Yeah, for me, the trainers in the Yankees were unbelievable, but I think the Mets are on a different level there. It was like the guy that I worked with was Joe Golia. He was since I got to the Mets in spring training, first day, we developed a routine, and then from that day until the playoff, we didn't miss a touch. So just he was always on top of everything. The nutrition is there. It was, I mean, he's crazy sometimes about stuff, but he's unbelievable. He's one of the greatest thing I ever seen. I mean, he's on top of everything. if I was pitching in Cincinnati, it was hot. He would tell me 3 days later, you eat more carbs because you might lose some weight pitching out there. He was great. So I mean, I think I learned how to treat my body better. In the off season, I talked to I hired a person to. It was like a doctor of sleep. She showed me how to sleep better. Give me some tips. And
What are those? Because I want to know how to. Everyone wants to know how to sleep better.
yeah, for me, like in the season, I was sleeping 4 and 5 hours. That was it. So I sleep like 3 days with a machine in my chest, seeing what I have. So we found out I have like a sleep apnea.
Mm-hmm.
So she told me to drink magnesium at night, cherry juice. The place had to be dark, so no lights, and even like if I wearing this Whoop thing,
Mm-hmm.
so if you can put the time that you want to go to sleep. So if you have to wake up at 8, you have to go to sleep at 10:30. So even if you're not tired, just shut all the lights, drink my magnesium, my cherry juice, and go to sleep.
You made 31 starts last year. You talked about how much harder it is to recover as you've gotten older, but you're learning how to take care of your body, as you just said. How proud are you that you were pretty healthy the entire year?
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, just having a good routine, learning, how to take care of my body, learning how to sleep. Also, I was not big in doing contrast. I hate ice for some reason.
You're from the Dominican. That's
Yeah.
why you hate ice.
Me too.
So I learned how to do contrast. I almost do contrast every day. Go out there, cold top, hot top, and I think just mixing everything together, got me healthy through the year.
More in a minute, but first, a quick word from our sponsor of this video. FT fam, Arena Club is the modern way to collect cards or buy or sell or trade or even grade. And we're highlighting slab packs because this is the new way to rip open a pack, get a really good card, AJ. But also, if you're not into the card, like I know you pulled a Bob Gibson card recently, you can get an offer of 90% of the estimated value and just accept it on the spot and give it right back and maybe try again with another slab pack.
I ain't getting rid of my Bob Gibson autograph card. Bob Gibson ain't signing cards anytime soon, so I'm keeping this one. It gets graded for you. There's no mess. The only thing I wish they had bubble gum. Can they virtually send me some bubble gum, Scott? Other than that, it's awesome. You can buy, sell cards. They grade them instantly for you. And physically, you can also get the cards if you want them. So I'm all for this. This is one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, those cards are in your showroom in the app. And then, of course, you can get the card physically sent to you. So right now, you can get 20% off your first slab pack or card purchase by going to arenaclub.com/FOUL. That's arenaclub.com/FOUL. Code FOUL for 20% off your first purchase. And now back to the video.
What about the Heat in Sacramento? It's going to be hot.
I think it's not going to be hotter than DR.
It's a different heat. It's a different heat. It's like a dry heat.
Yeah, we're going to, I mean, the thing is it's happening. So we can do nothing about it. So we need to get used to it, and embrace the challenge and go out there and compete.
Who was your favorite Dominican player growing up?
Pedro
I
Martinez.
was going to say, yeah.
Have you met Pedro?
Oh, yeah, of course. It's my guy.
Did he show you his fingers? They
go back all the way.
Yeah, he's like, man, I wonder why you could throw the ball so good. I mean, your fingers are like this long.
Yeah. He's a great. Actually, 2016, the off season, I got sent down, and they told me, "You got a chance next year to make the team as a starter." And I called him, I worked with him, and that was one of my best years.
Did he show you how to make the catcher's mitt out of cardboard and
No,
pizza
he
boxes?
didn't. No.
Oh yeah, that's another trick from Pedro Martinez. Let's talk about this club. We had a conversation yesterday, Luis, with Seth Brown. This is a good, and AJ talked about it. He really thinks that you guys are going to have a really good year this year. I mean, with the signing of you, some extensions, some key players, the youth, they're hungry.
Yeah.
Everybody likes Mark Kotze. What do you hope for?
Just to be better, be better than last year. And of course, we got new guys out there who I think they're going to help the team. But I see guys who, I think they're going to have big years. I believe in Lawrence Butler. I think he's going to be a star. Rooker, everybody knows what he can do. So, and they have a lot of young guys. They got Wilson who I think is going to be in
Got a pretty good closer
Gelab.
too.
Yeah, I mean everybody knows about but Gelab. I think it's gonna be amazing. So just if those guys can go out there and compete every day, the hustle. Also, we have young starters like Mitch
Yeah.
and Estes, who I think they had great stuff. So if they can do that for a full year, be healthy for a full year, I think we will see what happens. After the mentality that we have right now is having a winning season. After that, if we make to the players, we make it. But we're gonna compete until the end.
Mm-hmm.
Who's funny in camp? Who makes you laugh in camp at the Oakland or not Oakland? Sorry, I'm always gonna call them Oakland. I mean, forever in the A's camp. And who have you kind of gravitated towards your friends?
I mean, I like Butler. He's great. The first day I met him, he told me, "Hey, you call me Mantequilla."
Oh, okay.
It was funny. It was just funny. But I think everybody up there is unbelievable. But I think Butler is the funniest guy there.
Call him Butter.
Yeah, he's got some
Butter
personality.
Butter Butler.
He just got paid too. He got paid.
AJ's going to A's camp tomorrow, so it's good to know who the funny guys are and who you're gonna try to get. Have you talked to Springs about coming back from Tommy John surgery? Have you shared any of that?
Nah, we haven't had that conversation yet, but we talk about what we need now that we are getting older, recovery wise and all that stuff. Because when you go to a different team, you kind of look for that guy that's gonna be that guy who's gonna work with me.
Mm-hmm.
Can be the trainers, can be the strength coach. So right now we're trying to figure out who's gonna be that guy. Spring, I think, is going to be a huge part of this, this team. So just, having him, and, I think he's going to be a great mentor to JP too.
Mm-hmm.
But we haven't had a conversation yet about, we don't have to talk about injuries anymore.
Are you opening day?
Not yet.
You haven't said it yet? Well, I'll ask Katze tomorrow.
Yeah, you let me know.
I'll let you know when I see you tomorrow, yes. By the way, he said a word. And it's my favorite word when
Mantequilla?
No. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
The way Dominicans say it, like Ortiz used to say it the exact same way.
Yep.
And every time I hear it, it just makes me laugh because I love the way you guys say unbelievable.
It's like Venezuelans with amazing.
Yes.
Amazing. Yeah,
I can't even do it. But every time a Dominican guy says unbelievable, it just brings me back to when David Ortiz and I were in A-ball together, and he would say that. He didn't even really know what he was saying, but we would all start laughing. And you said it the exact same way. And you did it without even knowing it. It's just awesome.
How proud are you when you see there's a lot of good baseball players that have come out of the DR, Hall of Famers that are coming out of the DR. I mean, I would imagine as a young boy, that was kind of how you wanted to, that's one way out. I know, Ubaldo Jimenez, I had conversations with him about, baseball's an opportunity. At what point did you feel like you had enough and something special to play at the big leagues?
I think until somebody pointed to me. I was just playing baseball to have fun. But I was getting to 15, something like that. I was like, I think I have a chance here, so let me start working to that goal. So I think before that, I was just playing just to play to have fun.
How did you learn English? Your English is good.
Different ways. I mean, I always watch TV in English. And it was like when I got to United States, it was better to understand. But Friends got me to a different level. I think, watching Friends.
The show Friends.
Yes.
I thought you meant your amigos.
No. Some amigos helped me, but watching the show Friends, I think helped me a lot. Understand the humor and all that stuff about, I was in a new place that I didn't know. So just watching Friends, I think watching every show in TBS helped me get to a better English.
How important do you think? Do you think that is for guys specifically in the minors? I know a lot of Spanish-speaking Latin players are really doing a good job of trying to speak English. Eli de la Cruz yesterday, Gabriel Moreno. How important is it, do you think, for them to learn English?
thing, I mean, it's important for me. You have to understand, that you come into a different country, and this is the language that they speak. So I think for me, it's important because you can communicate with your friends, with your teammates, and I think when you don't know English, you miss a lot of things. Also the communication is not the same. Maybe and the translation they miss something out there. I remember couple of spring trainings ago. I think it was first spring training of Luis Hill, and the pitching coach told him, "Hey, you have a day off tomorrow." And he didn't show up. I mean, he understood it like it was off, like he didn't
Yeah.
show
Yeah.
up. So
Days off or not.
that's why, like, I think it's really important to know at least a little bit, and try to learn every day.
Well, she mentioned Moreno. He was here yesterday
Yeah.
with us, and he did an interview in English, the whole thing. He was nervous. You could tell he was,
Yeah.
but he did great.
Mhm.
I think that sometimes more people just need to try it.
Yeah,
Because I know I played with Dominicans, Venezuelans, Japanese guys, everything from all over the world, and a lot of times they were more afraid to just do it, and they spoke English well enough, but it was just a fallback of like, oh, I need a translator. How important is it for guys just to try it?
yeah.
Like Ellie, I think Ellie's been great.
Yeah.
Ellie's like, no, I want to do the interviews in English.
Yeah, I mean, I get nervous right now. Like,
Yeah.
I haven't been doing this for 8 years, and I'm still nervous. But at the end, it's just like you say, you just to try it. If you try, it gets better. It gets better, and I think it is like they're talking about baseball. It's gonna be about baseball, and this stuff, since you're little, that a bat is a bat, glove is a glove, and
Right.
stuff like that. So the other things you just need to put it together and just go out there and try it, and then after that you kind of feel more comfortable.
Your English is fantastic. What's your favorite Dominican food? What do you miss the most? Although
I
you could
think I
probably get
can
it in New
eat
York,
every day moro de guandule.
Uh-huh.
I can eat that every day for the rest of my life.
Okay. No Chivo?
I'm not a big fan of the Chivo.
We had Martin Perez at White Sox game.
Yeah.
He's Venezuelan, and he said he has an academy because he wants to help the next generation of Latino baseball players. And he said the biggest thing was once the kids sign, they're 16 years old and they're just thrown into the fire and they kind of get lost sometimes. And he's trying to help 14, 15 until they get signed, learn English, learn life in the U.S., learn how to deal with stuff. How important is that as a guy that came from Dominican, speaks English, does all these things for you guys to set up and help them once they get over here?
Yeah, I think it's really important because like you said before, when we sign the R, we think like even the money that we put out there, like you're not gonna spend, like you're not gonna play in the R. You go to country United States, so just to come here and help them about way, like you don't need to go crazy buying cars and stuff in Venezuela or in the R. So I think guiding those guys is huge. I mean, when I came here, I didn't have a guy like that, until I got to the big leagues. Like I met, Ivan Nova, Pineda, Alex Rodriguez, who was there too. I think, what he's doing, I think he's huge. I think he's gonna inspire more, players to do that.
What kind of car you have now?
Car?
Yeah, car. Vroom, vroom.
I have a Porsche, a 911.
No,
Porsche.
yeah, see, now you like cars because you signed $67 million deals, and now you like cars.
You
Oh, yeah,
probably
I like
brought the Porsche before the $67
That's
million.
okay.
Hey, Lisa, that's good luck.
Thank you.
It's great to see you healthy. Congrats on the deal. Well earned, as we said. We're looking forward to seeing your success. And, with the Athletics, it's going to be fun to watch you guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.
Hey, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.